Yeah, hello, fellow Nigerians. My name is Ohai Marafa, the publisher of Contacte magazine. I'm also using this medium to talk to my friends in Germany, the United States, and everywhere around the world. Okay. I actually promised myself that I won't be talking about issues relating to just Nigeria alone again. My hope was to be talking about what goes on around the world. Okay, but I just discovered that issues from Nigeria are not coming to an end at all. You know, while some are just going down, others are coming up. And these are some of the issues we've been having in Nigeria. But the reason why I actually want to do this, I think two things sparked this, okay? I had a friend that was in the hospital and something happened. I think he was trying to do something by himself, and then the bed he was sleeping, an alarm tripped off, and then the doctors and the nurse, they came. They thought something terrible was going to happen to him. That's why they came. So the emphasis is on the technology on the bed. Okay. Now, as I'm currently speaking with you right now, there's an hurricane that is trying to make a landfall in Florida. They call the place Tampa Bay, and it's coming with a category 5. Okay, I think that is about the strongest. Now, as I'm also talking right now, we have kind of aircraft that is built, and we have some personnel in this aircraft in the hurricane itself, trying to take the recordings and they relay the messages to Earth so that people can know what is going on. And of course, in some areas, evacuation notice has been given, and a lot of people are actually out of Tampa Bay for now. Okay, now this also is about the technology, like hurricane, thunderstorm, and all that. But you have people, even within that circle, monitoring what is going on and all that. This is how far technology has gone in other climes of the world. What is beating my imagination and the reason why I'm doing this is because up to now, at this period of our life, Nigerian government, they are still telling their citizens to be patient with them. Not just to talk about any technology, but to see how they can get food on their table. To see how things can work. Nothing is working at all. Now, one funny thing about what is going on in Nigeria is this. We keep supporting candidates for presidency or whatever political office based on maybe political affiliations, religion, or tribal, using tribal sentiment. And I think we have to stop this. There's something that just came to my head, and this is exactly what I want to share. Now, Nigeria has between 6 to 7 refineries. And don't forget, Nigeria is one of the largest producing oil in the world. We have 6 to 7 refineries. I can't be very sure right now. None of them is working. Now, billions of dollars have been pumped into these refineries, and up to now, none of them is working. So for each successive government, you keep excuse me. For each successive government, you keep having them borrowing money from wherever they are borrowing money from. I'm not going to go into that, but because that is not the essence here. And they pump this money into the refineries. It's not working. Okay, let's start from the Democrats, okay, after the last military regime in Nigeria. Now, we have Obasanjo. He was there, couldn't fix it. Okay, Yaradua wasn't long in office because of his health. Now we had Jonathan. He spent 6 years. Obasanjo spent 8. Jonathan spent 6 years. He couldn't fix the Nigerian refinery. Now, we also have Buhari. Buhari was there for 8 years. He couldn't fix any of the refineries in Nigeria. But mind you, all of them were pumping money, billions, into these refineries to get them working, but none ever worked. Now, we have President Tinubu now. But this is it. The richest black man on earth, Dangote, just started his own refinery in Nigeria, but that is working. So tell me now, do you think there's any reason for Nigerians to be supporting any of these candidates, either the present or the past president, that tells you that the problem in Nigeria is not that things can't work there. It's just because none of them wants to do it. Here we are again. We have a president that is telling his people to be patient with him. He has spent, I don't know. You know, you just forget about calculating things in Nigeria because there are so many things, falling into places that do not make sense. Now, if you go to the social media now, you will see some people already clamoring for President Jonathan. This guy is so gentle and you think he has good spirit. But let me tell you what he did to Nigeria. One, the two biggest threats we have in Nigeria today has to do with security and economic issues. Number one, the security issue has to do with Boko Haram. Before Boko Haram was able to sit themselves, comfortably in Nigeria, the then former president told him, this is the threat that is coming, you have to deal with it. It said no, he would prefer to go the dialogue way. Guess what they were doing? They were stealing money. Today, Boko Haram's activities in Nigeria is a full-fledged. That is that. In the past, maybe in the last 2-3 weeks, Obasanjo was in the air again. Former president, he said he already had organizations that could take our crude oil business from NNPC, which is the body that controls the pricing and regulations and everything about the refinery in Nigeria or our crude business. Jonathan came in and he told him he was returning this back to NNPC because NNPC told him that they could handle that. Today, refinery operations in Nigeria, oil business in Nigeria, they are nothing to write home about. So these are the two things that are actually crumbling Nigeria as a society. This man was at the helms of affair when, even though corruption was there, but it was there when the main security issue was about to unleash their power on Nigerians, and he did nothing about it. But some people are talking about bringing him back now. The problem with Nigerians is this. When an incumbent is creating his own problem, they look at the previous person, the past person, and they start praising them. Nigerians, these guys do not have business being president in Nigeria. They do not have you in their heart. They are just after themselves. It's always been very, very selfish issue regarding the way they manage affairs in Nigeria. I will remind you again, Dangote, in the last few years, just started operations with refinery in Nigeria. How come other refineries have not been working? Now, there's an election coming up in America. We have two major candidates, and everybody clearly understood where they stand. One is talking about how to reform immigration, and they said the other one is talking about economic policies. But guess what? What do you hear Nigerian government or the people in political office talking about? One is saying, I'm not going to support this person in the next election. I'm not going to support this person in the... It's just about them. It's just about them. And the only one that should be talking about Nigerians and what to do for Nigerians is up to now still telling Nigerians to be patient for him. Doing what? Doing what? It's a funny situation, and up to now, I still don't know who to blame. Is it the Nigerians as people, or the leaders? Because it is evidently clear that these guys are not doing anything. It is so obvious that they are lying to Nigerians, and it's very obvious that they are taking us nowhere. This is what is going in Nigeria. I promised myself I was not going to be talking about Nigeria again, but it's so unfortunate we still have to be talking about these things because solutions are not in sight. Who is going to help? I don't know. But Nigerians, none of them up to now are helping.